Hello and welcome back to the channel. Lee Whittaker here at Ashby Hotels Golf Resort. And today I want to talk about wedges, but not wedges as in their head. I want to talk a little bit about wedge shafts. Now, I see a lot of people go and buy wedges straight off the shelf, straight out the shop, and don't get fitted for wedges. So one of the aspects of wedge fitting is clearly bounce, grinds, loft, etc. But not a lot of people think about shafts. Now, Cleveland this year have released a wedge fitting cart, and within there's a lot of different shaft options. So today I'm going to test two different shafts. I'm going to go from the far extreme. So I've got, in the first one, the KBS high rev 125 gram stiff shaft. The head I'm using is a 50-degree RTX zip core head, and this will be the first shaft I use. The second shaft is a graphite shaft. This is a UST Mamiya Smack Wrap Recall ES. ES stands for Enhanced Stability. This is the F2 version, which is the 68 gram A-Flex. So this is designed for slower swing speeds, and A-Flex would say senior flex. So we're going to put this shaft up against this shaft and see if there's any difference, and how, if you're a fast swing speeder or low or slow swing speed, how each shaft can affect and benefit you. So all that's left to do is to get quad on, open the range up, put a green out there, and let's see what difference this makes for someone of my kind of swing speed, probably around about 8, I don't know why I'm whacking this in my face, so probably somewhere around 80 mile an hour I'd have thought, with a 50-degree wedge, and see what differences they make. And could a graphite shaft even benefit me? Would it give me more height, more spin, and fill a gap better than a 125 gram stiff flex shaft would? KBS high rev 125 stiff shaft, green out there at 120. I'd probably prefer it at 115, but I don't have that option on this range. And let's see what kind of numbers we get with it. Just a little bit shy on that one. Spin at 8,500, probably what I'd expect to be getting with this kind of wedge. Just need it a little bit further, really. That's a little bit better. Yeah. Spin 8,000, 115 carry. This feels pretty good to me. This is the kind of shaft and wedge combination I'd probably be looking at for a 50-degree. So it feels natural, doesn't feel too heavy, feels really nice. Again, another good shot, a little bit shy in distance. Spin up at 9,000. Standard numbers really for me. Yeah. So this club for me with this shaft would be around about a 115 carry, where I'd want it to be. Pitching wedge is about 125 to 130, so it fills that gap nicely. Just feels like a good combination. Yeah, sort of, I think that's going to average around about 8,500 spin, exactly where I'd want it to be. But what difference does changing the shaft make? Right, so we've now put the Recall A-Flex shaft in it, and this instantly makes the head feel like it weighs about 100 kilos. But does changing the shaft have any effect on speed, distance, and spin? Instantly feel like that's going to have gone higher. But the spin is up now at 10,500, so it's had a massive effect on the spin. Not quite sure, I've not looked at the club head speed to see if it's made a difference there though. That's just a good shot. Up 9,000 spin. I feel like I can swing this one faster for some reason. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I've got more control over it with a lighter shaft in. Where's that gone? Another one on the green. I will say, like from the first 3 shots, the distance control feels a lot easier to manage, and that one went up at 120 yards. Again, I mean, that is such a good shot. Such a good shot. Does this just go to show that people just get hung up on, I need a stiff shaft, I need, you know, his ego taking over shaft choices, when sometimes a graphite A-flex shaft could work perfectly for you. Like, I just feel like I'm connecting so much better with the shot. I mean, those last 2 are like tapping birdies. Last one and then we'll look at the numbers. But I just think this shaft is a great option for a wedge. Let's see the numbers and see what difference there is between the 2 shafts. Right, let's look at the numbers first. I've taken this top one off. For some reason, it's just not registered it at all. So we'll go with these 5 shots. Ball speed 89.8, launch angle 30, spin at 8,470, peak height of 31 and a carry of average of 110. Now if we look at the zip core with the A-flex shaft, graphite shaft, ball speed up at 94, launch angle down at 29, I mean we're talking a degree, but the spin is up by 1,000 revs and we were peaking out at some of over 10,000 there. It's just this 8.9 that's brought it down. Peak height 33, so we've completely we've raised the peak height, but the carry distance is up where I want it to be and very consistent 119, 119, 119. If we just compare that head to head, you can see here the pink one is the zip core with the KBS shaft. It is peaking out a little early and dropping short, whereas the recoil shaft is going a little bit higher, carrying a bit further, and it's got more spin, so it's going to stop more. Dispersion wise, there's not a lot in it. Club data, I mean, we hit them quite low in the face, which I tend to do with wedges anyway. But look at the head speed. I'm 5 miles an hour quicker with the graphite shaft. Attack angle is exactly the same, but you just look at like these numbers, which one are you picking? So there we go. There's a little head-to-head comparison when it comes to shaft, and the difference shaft makes. Exactly the same head, but we've gone one extreme heavy stiff shaft to another light A-flex shaft. Now for me, I'd be fitting myself into this A-flex shaft. It's going the distance I want it to go at 116. It's getting me more spin, it's going higher, it's going to stop better on the green. I mean, it's a little bit toe down for me, so I may have to just, you know, give it a bit of a lie angle change. Dispersion wise, no different. The consistency and distance with this shaft was better. Yes, I know it's a very small data set. I've only hit 6 shots with each, and a fitting would hit more than that. But I just wanted to show the difference. I mean, how many people would go to a wedge fitting and test out an A-flex graphite shaft? You know, if you came here and I said, right, let's just test this A-flex graphite shaft out, you'd look at me like I was like, what is this man doing? Arguably, it's the right shaft for me. You know, it's more consistent, I get more spin, I'm getting better distance than this one. Yes, there are other shaft options and there may be something in the middle that would work for me better, but out of this head-to-head comparison, a senior flex 63 gram high launching graphite shaft is better for me than something that matches my swing speed. And if I put this into a 58-degree head, you know, if I can get better spin, I'm going to be stopping it better for them 50-yard pitch shots than I will be for this. And this is something that would be tested on a wedge fitting. Very surprised at the results, but I'm glad to see that things like shafts can make such a big difference to ball flight, spin rate, launch angles and distances than some people actually make out that they just mean nothing. A shaft is a shaft. For me, I've proved that isn't the case, especially when it comes to wedges. Well, I hope that's been informative for you, and it gives you something to look at when you go for a wedge fitting. Don't just go into a shop, see the wedge you want with the standard like S400 shaft in it. Go and get fit, wedge fit correctly. You know, that's what we would do for gapping in order to fit into your bag correctly. Then we'd now take you out on the course, fit the grind and bounces around, get you chipping around the greens and the feel aspect of it. But don't just settle for what's on the shelf. Go and get fit correctly, test out different shafts, see the different launches and the different heights, and think what is best for your game. For me, I love the fact that that travels higher, I love the fact that it's going to stop better, and I love the fact that it's more consistent in its distance than the steel shaft one is. And arguably when you get into your more lofted wedges like 58, 60, in my current 60 are 2 stiffnesses less than my 50 is. So my 50 is a 6.5, my 60 is a 5.5 when it comes to stiffness, because I want that extra feel, I want that extra launch, and I want that extra stopping power. If you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, it would mean the world to me. If you've liked this video, give it a like, and as always, comment down below, what do you think of this test? And have you ever thought of getting a graphite shaft, or would you now actually think about testing it when you go for a wedge fitting? As always, it's been great speaking to you, and I'll see you all next time.